And yes, we are going to do the wiring of a typical small boat, only with DC current. DC panel, dashboard, battery banks, switch selector, DC, use DC. You are ready at the end of this to do the wiring in any small boat. If you have a boat in your home and you want to rewire the boat, you are ready. And you are ready to start to work in the DC side with this theory. And also, we are going to start to learn about how to use the multimeter. And we are going to start with the basic functions, with the volts, with amps, with ohms, and we are going to explain different techniques to read amps. Read amps is not easy. The people make a lot of mistakes trying to read amps with the voltmeter, and the same with ohms. Today we are going to talk about that, but only to refresh the theory that we have until today. For volts AC, the circuit should be on or off to read volts. On. No? And to read voltage with the voltmeter, how I connect my voltmeter with respect to the circuit? In parallel. In parallel, no? Is in parallel. And the symbol is this, volts AC. For DC is the same. Should be on, should be in parallel, and this is the symbol for volts DC. For amps, the circuit should be on or off?
On.
On. But the connection should be in
Series.
in series. I need interrupt the cable and insert this instrument in series. That's the secret. This one should be in series for both cases, AC and DC. And the symbol is amps, AC, and amps, DC. What about ohms? I want to check ohms. What is ohms? Resistance. Resistance of the wire, my friends. Resistance of the wire, of the winding. The circuit should be on or off?
Off.
Off. If you try to read ohms with the circuit on, what happened with the fuse, the internal fuse of this equipment? Burns. No? The circuit should be off. Off. Never try to read ohms with the power on. Should be off. Very important. And the symbol is ohms. No? There is another function that is parallel with ohms. Is the function sound. Beep, beep. Is ohms with alarm. No? Is the symbol of the sound. No? Beep, beep. Okay, guys. You remember that picture, no? We are going to try to connect quickly again. This is the typical small boat with the maximum 2 batteries, no? One for crane, other for house. In some cases, only one battery for both purposes, no? It is too small, the boat. But we are going to suppose that it's a little bigger. We have 2 batteries, one for house, other for engine, and we have 2 sources of charge. One alternator from the engine and a battery charge. Everybody, follow me? We are ready? Okay, in this particular case, one battery enter in one position, the other battery enter in the other position. Until this point is clear, no? We are going to get 2 cables. One big cable for the cranking system. That one, I recommend, not from here, I recommend from the position of the battery directly. It's not passing through the switch. It's directly. Why you need constant power over there?
Yeah.
In what case?
Bilge pump.
Bilge pumps. Give me another one. The radio, great. Other one. Navigation lights, 3. The fire suppression system, number 4. Give me another one. The router for internet. Today, all the equipments, the engines are connected with internet constantly. You need power. And you need power for the cameras, for the CCTV. Okay? Those elements should be connected in the constant positive bus bar. That constant positive bus bar normally is covered with a plastic and indicate constant positive bus bar to avoid that other people suction power to connect any other equipment. The rest of the elements in the boat should be connected with a breaker in the panel. Yeah? Lights, blowers, fans, pumps, breaker. This is constant. No? Never try to connect the bilge pumps with a switch over there because you need constant power. Ready, guys? In what battery is good idea install the constant positive bus bar? In house or cranking? Why house? Alright, it's deep. This is number one. Why not in crank? Because if you want to start the engine suddenly and you have a leak in the boat and the bilge pumps are working constantly, the battery is discharged. When you try to crank, you don't have batteries. Alright? And in the majority of the boats today, the house battery bank is supported for a couple of solar panels in the majority of the boats. And you have always house battery bank. Right, guys? Good? This is the constant positive bus bar. Alright. And what about the a.c.r? You remember the a.c.r? The a.c.r should be connected position 1 here and position 2 here. Alright. We are going to finish with the start motor and the ignition switch. The ignition switch, you can receive power ignition switch from here or from the constant positive bus bar if you want it. We are going to connect power here. In what position of the ignition switch?
B.
B battery. And now we are going to connect one big cable coming from the battery switch selector, and that big cable enter here in the start motor. It's more than 50 amps. It's a big cable. No? More than 50 amps. The ignition switch, this switch is exactly like this. No? You remember in this one, how is the input? The input is here.
Yeah.
And you have two outputs. One output here, and you have another output yellow red. No? Yeah. It's exactly the same.
Okay.
Oh, can I use? Yes, you can use that one. Some people have one breaker in the DC panel and say engines, and from that breaker activate here. Some people have one exclusive breaker and they don't label. And it's in the bottom, the last one. And it's for ignition, no? Or some people put in the constant positive bus bar. All right. I prefer in one breaker for the ignition switch to avoid that somebody start the engine, you know? But for this example, I am going to connect here because it's pretty close.
Okay.
All right? All right, that's the power coming in the ignition switch, and I have two outputs. The first one, the first purple, is for what?
Relay.
For?
Relay.
The relay. And also, I want to create from this one ignition bus bar. What is the function of the ignition bus bar?
To turn on your gauges once you turn on
The gauge, other element that is activated from ignition.
The exciter and the alternator.
Correct. The excitation on the alternator. Other, when in your car, when you select the first position, ignition,
The lights.
you hear lights, you hear the radio, you hear music, you hear the power window, and you activate me. You hear the fuel pump. No?
Yeah.
A lot of, it's like a 40 equipments activated from this ignition bus bar. Alright? It's mandatory. Create the ignition bus bar. Okay, one of the elements is the relay. Of course, the other terminal, guys, is the ground. How many ground bus bar can you install in your boat?
As many as you need.
What is the secret?
Yeah.
All of them together. No? Because it's the same ground. Doesn't matter if it's from this battery or from this or from that group of batteries. Different group of batteries, no problem. They are connected together. Okay, guys, and now we need the signal to activate the start motor.
Yellow, red.
It's the yellow red coming here, and here is the ground. The ground is in the body of the start motor. Let me bring an start motor. I want to explain something, guys. Because the people, you see the start motor? The big positive coming from the battery enter here. You see that the second one enter in the coil of the motor?
Yeah.
The second big one enter here in the coil of the motor to start the motor. And this one is the signal yellow red. The other one, don't try to connect that one to ground. No, connect the ground here, connect the ground here. Don't use the second one for ground. Only the signal here. Okay? Signal here. How I know what is the signal? Is this or this? In some cases, the terminal is the same, is equal. With a small wire, if you have power here, you make a jumper and you see a spark. Ah, no, this is not. This one, boom, the motor start. Oh, this is the signal. Okay? Great? Great, guys? The big one, the big positive, 50 amps, enter here. And this is yellow red.
Yellow, red.
And the ground in the body,
Body.
any part of the body. And now we need to connect the battery charger, no? The battery charger, one is here.
a.c.r.
This is connected to the
a.c.r.
a.c.r. This positive enter in the a.c.r. And this positive output from the alternator enter in the other position of the a.c.r. It's clear? If the engine is off, I don't have alternator. But I have connected the battery charger to the short power. And with this one, I charge both battery banks. Good? And I keep both batteries equal.